චක්කවාලේසු අත්‍රා ගච්ඡන්තු දේවතා සද්ධම්මං නිරාජස්ස සුනන්තු සග්ග මොක්ඛදං ධම්මස්සවන කාලෝ අයං භදන්තා ධම්මස්සවන කාලෝ අයං භදන්තා ධම්මස්සවන කාලෝ අයං භදන්තා නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to be here for discussing some Dhamma with some advanced Dharma student. Dharma means how life works, right? That is the meaning of the word Dharma, one of the meanings of the word Dharma. For ordinary Dharma students, the simple things like how 5 precepts make our life better, how it works in our life, following the 5 precepts. How simple calming the mind by reciting some sutras is something for beginners who are learning Dharma. Because Dharma has 2 sides. One is the theory, one is the practice. When we are Buddhist, we never say, I go to our place of worship. That is our temple, right? Most of the people say place of worship. But we say, our temple is our place of practice. And practice what? Practice what we learn. So learning and practicing Dhamma is what should be the temple is all about. No? So today's topic is 31 planes of existence, and for ordinary person, what is the big deal? And why do we not need to know what is 31 planes of existence? We have more important things to learn from. How do I deal with my family? How do I deal with my wife? And how do I deal with my situation that arise in jobs? And those are the things that are important to ordinary Dharma students. But when you keep studying Dharma, you begin to see life is much more than that. And great, wonderful teachers like Buddha has A to Z, all the way, A to Z. From beginning to the end of everything about life, has studied and examined and practiced, and he confirmed everything that he sees is perfectly accurate, and then only he started teaching. And he said that this is the only time I started teaching, because I know all this for personally, directly for myself. Whatever I am saying and what I am going to say is 100% accurate. Only then I started talking about life, Dhamma. So we who have been learning Dharma for a long time, we want to know greater and greater detail about our lives. When we look at our lives closely, we all know that we are going to die. And then, what happened? Are we going to disappear completely? Are we going to be reborn? Are we going to go to heaven and stay there forever? Or are we going to go to hell and stay there forever? And these kind of things should come to your mind. Then the great teachers like Buddha, last time we talked about Buddha as a therapist, one of the most important things that I wanted to say, I didn't say, I think. What I wanted to say is like, Buddha as a therapist, we change it to Buddha as
ultimate healer.
ultimate healer, ultimate therapist of the whole universe. No? It is like the sun that rises in the morning, sun as a lamp. That is that kind of subject that we were dealing with. The little lamp is able to give little light to this area, but when the sun rises, it give the lights to the whole world and give the life to the whole world. All the vegetation and everything come to life because of the sun, not just like this little lamp, right? So Buddha has given the light to the total life of myself and yourself and everyone else, all other beings. So how did he do that? All the people who find knowledge about the world around us, all the doctors, all the scientists, all the physicists, all the chemists, they have to use tools, right? Once they use tool like a microscope, this microscope can see there are a lot of germs in here, in my hand. I look at my hand, no germs. I took the public transportation, I came by bus, but why do I want to wash my hand before I touch my sandwich, I have no germs in there. But the doctors or the scientists say, you go out and you touch this, you touch that, and come back home and wash your hand before you eat something, And so they use tools. When they use tools, like a telescope, like a microscope, like a television camera, you can see what is happening exactly in 1,000 miles away. You can see it right here, right now, at real time, and say, this is happening in such and such a place, using the television, like tools, right? So Buddha developed so many amazing tools that nobody ever had developed at his time or even after. Dibba Chakku, right? Dibba Sota and all that. And regarding the life, what happened to us after we die, he had these tools that he used to understand what happened to me if I die. In my case, I'm enlightened. I know what is going to happen to me now because of this and this and this and this reasons. He knows the causes and conditions. But my friend who has never eliminated greed, hatred and ignorance from his system, out of his system, and what is going to happen to him? Is he going to disappear? Just like I would when I die, when I pass away, the Buddha would pass away. Yeah? Then he use his tools. What are the tools? Dibba Chakku, Pubbe Nivasanus. Dibba Chakku means divine eye. Yeah? He can close his, divine eye. He can close his eye and see what's going to happen to Leslie. The way he lives here right now, these are the things that he is doing. Based on what is he doing, based on how he is taking care of his mind, what is going to happen to his mind next? After the day he died, the moment he dies. Then Chuti Uppatti. Chuti means living here. The moment you die, the second that you die, you're going to regain the continuation of your mental process, right? And he says, okay, this person died this morning, and then where did he go? Out of millions of people die at the same moment, he can see exactly where this particular person that he's looking at, where did he go? When you see a huge panel of many bulbs lighting and dying and getting off and blinking, each bulb in this huge panel is connected to some other bulb, and these are blinking constantly. And Buddha's tool, Chuti Uppatti Jnana, and knowledge of birth and rebirth, can see exactly this bulb is connected to this bulb out of thousands of blinking bulbs, right? So he can see, why did he born here, not there? Why was he? Then he says, oh, this is what he was doing. This is how he maintained his emotions. This is how his memories worked in his system. Based on these memories, these connected to these emotions, this emotional state led him to go to this particular place, not that particular place. So that is how how sharp the tool is, that we don't have. But we have the Chatuppapata Jnana, Pubbe Nivasanusati. Pubbe Nivasanusati means his own past lives. He closed his eyes. I was Siddhartha, but have I been born before? Yes, you have been born here. And thousands of lifetimes you have been doing this. His tool helped him to see where he was, what he was doing, how he was doing, and all that he could see with that tool. Pubbe Nimasa Anusati. Nimasa means homes, existence. Pubbe means past existence. He could see, right? And then he can say, okay, is there only me or everyone else? So he uses Dibbajakku. If I am the only one who has been born in the past, how about the other people? He'll use his tool. No. Every being that is ever there in whole universe has been there many times before. They have died and they have regained the continuation, and they die again and they regain the continuation. And when they die and regain the continuation, he dies here and reborn here. The other person dies here and reborn there. And then he says, what made this person die and reborn there? And what made this person die and reborn there? So these are the tools that we never had. Most of the other people, even in India at that time, there were some people who had developed some tools, some of these tools to some extent. For example, when the baby Siddhartha was born, and how the Suddhodana, King Suddhodana was looking for his advisor, Saint Asita, the ascetic Asita, and he was not around. At that time, using his psychic skills, did even Buddha, way before the Buddha became enlightened, and he found he was somewhere in the Tusita heaven having a rest. Right, remember? And then King Suddhodana is thinking, where is he? I want to show my little baby to this saint, Ablagamdranda. He's like the chief priest, he's chief priest. I want to show my little baby. And then he got the signals. Somebody's looking for me. So he got the signals. That is psychic tools, Psychic tools. And he immediately descended and came to the palace. And when the Buddha, when Suddhodana, when King Suddhodana showed the baby, his feet went to his head. He asked the little baby, bow to the chief priest. But chief priest was standing here, his head goes up and goes to his head. His leg goes up, right? And then he thought, what happened? Then he used his tools again. Why? Oh, this person in the future is going to be the greatest teacher in the whole universe. And then remember, he cried, right? Why did he cry? Unfortunately, I would not be able to see him or listen to him because I was born in this Brahma world where I have no contact with anywhere, any place. Why once you become, this is one of the planes that we are going to talk about now. He reborn there because he had developed a lot of calmness, and he, as a result, he is going to be born in a calm place where he has no psychological contact with any other places. Like in a meditation, you're total in absorption, concentration, and you don't know who is coming in, who is going on. And so he had psychic skills, right? Even before the Buddha. But what the Buddha did was, so these people can see some distance, some past, some future. But some of these people who had developed psychic powers, even the Brahmas, some of the Brahmas are very powerful beings. They can see the past, 1,000 lives, 10,000 lives. They can see the future, maybe 1,000, 10,000, 50,000 lives. And then they think that's the beginning of the world, this is the end of the world. But in the case of Buddha, his tools can see infinite past and infinite future. So he can make a much better decision about our lives compared to the Brahma who had also developed psychic powers. So what we are learning from the teacher who is the ultimate teacher, Buddha. And we are so fortunate to call ourselves Buddhist. Just to tell somebody that I'm a Buddhist itself is very fortunate thing. But I'm an active Buddhist. I'm a Buddhist who is learning Dhamma. I'm a Buddhist who is practicing Dhamma, if you can say that. That's one of the luckiest things that happened to anyone in the world. Like us, we are very few people out of millions of people in this earth. How small number of people who can say that I'm practicing Dhamma, I'm learning Dhamma, I'm practicing Dhamma. Not too many. So we are lucky. Okay, so this, why it is so important for us to know about the 31 planes of existence? That means a person like me when we pass away, where I'm going to be born and what are the possibilities that we have, what are the places that we can go and reborn, and how do I plan myself to go to a desired place, the one I like out of all these places, right? And that is very important for us to know. And there are 31 planes. These are the conditions of this plane. When I go to this place, these are the things that I experience. And is that the things? Are these the things that I want to experience? No, I don't want to suffer in hell or something like burning place. No, I want to be reborn in a peaceful place. Or I want to be born. Look at these people, so poor. look at this animal. He wants to say something, but he cannot say. He bark, but he has a big idea to tell. The house is burning in the back, and this dog, no, it is important to tell his family. His dog that is his family, the owner and owner's children, and to wake up, and get out of the house, but the house is burning. He doesn't know how to say that. Only run around a little bit and bark, and whatever the simple way. And do I want to be a person who cannot express my feelings, express my ideas? No, I don't want to be like that. So then, when you see what are the possibilities, and they can say, this possibility I eliminate. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be this. Go to heaven. Once you go to heaven, I have everything. Nice homes, and beautiful places, and beautiful palaces, and food anytime I want, all the beautiful women and men to hang out with, and so comfort and everything, and no sadness and no worries, and and if I'm in that place, I will be so happy and joyful, and that's why I want to be. Then Buddha would say, no, you think a little bit harder. And there are so many other situations, maybe even much better, right? Maybe that is the place that you want to be born as a heavenly being is not the best place, because you made a big mistake by choosing that place, because you missed out a lot of other good things, right? Okay, so then therefore think about that a little bit harder. So therefore this topic is a very useful topic for us who are smart people. Who are the smart people? Buddhists are the smart people. Buddhist is a person who refine their thinking ability, that means refining their brain, refining their heart, the caring ability. So, Buddhist is a smart person means wise person. What we are learning, the more you learn Dhamma, wiser you become. Why you want to be wiser? Because when you are wiser, you can make better decisions in life that bring safety, comfort, and happiness and peace of mind for yourself and everyone else. If you make one wrong decision, that could create hell for yourself and hell for everyone in the family. Therefore, every little decision that we make in our life should be a wise decision. It can be done by people like us because we have the knowledge of Dhamma, although we don't have the tools. How many of us have seen germs and viruses? Maybe few of you in the lab, in the college or high school, you might have seen, but most of us haven't seen. But what do we have? We have the good advisors from top scientists, good doctors, telling that the germs are everywhere, and this virus is coming from China, this virus is coming from somewhere else, and these days you have to be careful. And when this information is coming to us, we pay attention to that, and we have the ability to take that seriously, because you are wise. If you are not wise, you don't take it seriously. So therefore you say, okay, I was in the hospital and I was touching this patient's hand and all this, and then I took the bus, and now I'm going to eat, I must wash my hand. That is safe. So in our case, when we have the Dharma, although we don't have direct knowledge at this point, okay, at this point we don't have the direct knowledge. But what is our goal? Is to get the direct knowledge. Panya means wisdom. wisdom can be translated as direct knowledge. One of the, if I see for myself, there's a little snake in this room somewhere, I know that I have to be careful. That is a direct knowledge. But if somebody who is reliable tells me, Bhante, what is this called? This room is called? Wisdom room. Huh? Bhante, if you are going to wisdom room, be careful because I saw a little snake under some chairs or something. You know? And if this person is reliable, of course, I walk in with extra attention to all the places. So that is why we are Buddhists. Although we don't have the direct knowledge yet, our goal is to achieve direct knowledge. Until we achieve direct knowledge, we take the advices of the wise people, enlightened people, educated people, intellectual people, a little bit more seriously than unwise people. When AIDS virus came to our countries in the 70s or something, everybody started paying attention. This is how it transmits, and so therefore these things has to be. You have to be careful. This kind of behavior, but it does not transmit by air like a cold virus or something like that. So you have to be careful. But the same knowledge went to some uneducated group of people in some countries where they didn't pay attention, like Africa or something. Thousands of people died because of AIDS, because they didn't seriously take the advice of the wise. Nachakuddang samachare kinchi yena vinyu parayu pavadeyu. Where is it? In the Metta Sutta. In the Metta Sutta, Buddha says, if the vinyu pare, the smart people, knowledgeable people say something, pay attention to them. If there is the same thing is told to you by some people who has no knowledge, don't pay attention. If you see for yourself this is the right thing, then you do it. But if somebody else smart is telling you, wise who is telling you that don't do this, then pay attention to that. So in the Metta Sutta, Nacha Kuddang means even the slightest little thing, don't do it. If the wise people say that to you. Alright? Okay, so therefore, we are so lucky to be able to expose to Dharma. And here, we have all the Dharma speakers come from all different parts. Bhante Punyaji is there, and so many other monks are coming from different places, and everybody doesn't have the same ability to share the Dharma, but we are lucky to be exposed to all these different teachers. And then, as a result, we get wiser and wiser, and we can make up our own mind by listening to the teachers, Dharma teachers. Huh? And then not only that, luckily if you start learning Pali or something, you go to the Pali text and you read it for yourself and try to understand it. Like Bhikkhu Bodhi. Bhikkhu Bodhi, have you heard of Bhikkhu Bodhi? Yeah, Bhikkhu Bodhi was a Jewish guy in Sri Lanka, and but he studied Buddhism, and then he studied Buddhism in all the English translation, and finally he thought, no, I'm not getting the right point from English translation. One English translation says this, the other English translation says this. I don't know what to take seriously. And then he said, I want to learn Pali. So he learned Pali, and he translated wonderful sutras like Majjhima Nikaya, Digha Nikaya, and Samyutta Nikaya, Anutta Nikaya, all those into English. Because of the fact that he wanted to learn more and more, that one of these days, all of you, or few of you might become interested in reading the sutras, not just listening to Dhamma and reading yourself. Bhante would say, okay, Majjhima Nikaya, this sutta, it says Mahakamma Vibhanga Sutta, simple language. The analysis of karma, sutta in Majjhima Nikaya, Chullakamma Vibhanga, or so many different sutras, and you want to go see one day and read it yourself. There's one of my students in Berkeley. He studied Buddhism and he went to PhD in Hawaii University, and he didn't like it, and he went to Sri Lanka and became a monk, the American boy. Yeah? He became a monk and for a short time, and he didn't like that either, and then he went back home, and every day he read at least one sutra from Majjhima Nikaya or Digha Nikaya or Sangyutta Nikaya. Every day, that is his meditation. Bhante, I don't know how to meditate, I don't like to meditate, but I read Dhamma. And now he has been writing this one text for so many years, and he's refining and refining and refining. He's writing about cause and effect. But still he get up in the morning, read the sutra. Anyway, so one of these days we are going to be like that. Okay. Now, 31 planes of existence, are we going to just take what we read from the text, or what we heard from the Buddha, or what we heard from the teachers, or do we pay attention to ourselves and see the possibilities of these 31 planes of existence? Right? Because I'm existing, right? And I'm a human being, and am I always being a human being? Then you begin to see, no, my mind is constantly fluctuating. Daily basis, and monthly basis, and weekly basis, and maybe matter of hours, it's fluctuating. I exist like a very nice, happy person on my birthday when all my family members are there and having a nice time. All the food is there, and I'm in heaven, right? I'm in heaven because everything is going so well for me. That moment, you are heavenly beings. Your emotions are like a heavenly being. You look around here, food and drinks and friends and family and all these things, and everything is nice. Balloons are here and the signs are here. Wow, this is heaven. So at that moment, you are heaven. But next morning, maybe you drank a little bit too much in the party, and next morning hangover, and you are in hell. First in the morning. So you go down all the way, right? And then one day, you go to the meditation retreat for 10 days. First few days, you are just okay, just trying to calm your mind, but still constantly wandering around, your work and your family and your home and all this. And 5, 6, 7, 8 days, your mind is becoming calmer and more peaceful, right? And at some point, you click into the first jhana. All of a sudden, no sound, no disturbance, you don't get anything, no any signals from outside. Your mind is so stable and calm and peaceful, and you say, wow, this is heaven. I'm in heaven, right? This is so serene, this is so peaceful. How long does it last? 10 minutes. Done, gone, because somebody hit the bell. And your peace of mind jhana was disturbed, right? But you keep doing it for more and more retreats that you go, or you practice yourself, and then you stay in the first jhana more than 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. And if you are lucky, you had created the conditions for yourself that you can sit in meditation for longer and longer periods, and then what happened to you? Your first jhana you enter last week. This week you sit down. Last week it took at least 2-3 hours or few days. I said few days to enter the first jhana. Remember? And now I sit down. Within few seconds, few minutes, I just click into the first jhana. Then now, not only that, you can stay as long as you want in the first jhana. That means you have mastered attaining the first jhana. First jhana is nothing big, huh? Don't think it is for meditators and saints or anything. Any one of you can sit and you begin to see your mind is going on like the beginning, it's working, running very fast and fast and fast, and then you start paying attention to the breath, and then it is, mind is running like this at that time originally, and now it is going slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly, and you're getting calmer and calmer, and it could happen to anyone, any of us, huh? So therefore, don't think that it is a serious practitioners who attain the first jhana or the touching the flavor of first jhana, you know, not the first jhana, but at least you get so close to it and still, you know, feel the heat of the first jhana, right? That happens to us. If you meditate, those who practice meditation happen to us. It's not a big thing. So, now at that time, you know that this is so beautiful experience. It was amazing. When you like something, what do you want to do? You want to recreate the same situation. If you enjoyed going on this particular trip, suppose you go to this beautiful, nice, pure air and beautiful mountain you climb, and you are up there so serene, you can see so far and so beautiful. You rode your motorcycle all the way up there. Huh? Now it's amazing experience. So nobody else has seen something like this. You come down and next week you plan to go again, right? At least grab your family or friend or something, go there because this is so serene, you should go. We go to meditation retreats the same way. When you experience certain meditation jhana or the calmness of the mind, that's jhana. Jhana means first level of calmness of the mind, second level of the calmness of the mind, third level of the calmness of the mind. So more and more serene and peaceful and amazing feeling. Then you want to go again. So you could do that. Huh? Okay, that is the idea that any Brahma, the Buddha said the Brahmas are there because they have, he says the cause and effect. Huh? Why this person was reborn in a Brahma realm? Oh, because he practiced this particular jhana. He liked this and he wanted it again and again, and as a result of his desire to enjoy this, boom, gone to Brahma world. And now he is there. But not everyone, no? Not the people who just touched the first jhana. Okay, that means we didn't die, right? This person who meditated didn't die. This person who had the wonderful birthday party didn't die. But he went to heaven that particular night. He was in heaven. So start a fight with your wife or family or somebody, you know, and probably it could be bloody. And that is what? Hell, you know, and you are so upset next morning. That's animalistic, you know, fighting during the fight is like animal, we are behaving like an animal. But next morning you start thinking about what happened. I was so stupid, and I shouldn't even have thought about carrying a knife or getting the gun, you know, and shoot this person. Now he's in hell. Why? Because he's seeing the repercussion of what happened, right? So we always, as human beings, we all fluctuate, but what we need to do is to look at our own life and see how we fluctuate every day in different realms. Go to different realms. We do. So then you can also have an idea. In basically we say we die and reborn all the time, right? As human beings. Although we say my death is 80 years later or 85 years later I die, but actually we say just like the lamp, when you look at the lamp closely, it constantly die and reborn, and our life is like that. And so that life and death is happening here now, every second. And then, do we know it? No, we don't know. Why? We didn't look, we didn't pay attention. What is paying attention means? Cultivating awareness or cultivating mindfulness. Sharper you look at yourself, and you can see the momentary birth and death. Right? Okay, that's what time we are supposed to finish. Am I finishing? I didn't even...
9:30?
Huh?
9:30?
9:30?
9:30.
Oh, okay, 9:30. No, we finish early. Okay, so as human beings, we are already lucky because animals cannot practice mindfulness and see for themselves. Devas cannot do. Why? Because they are so busy with the party, right? That means so excited all the time. If devas are excited, can they pay attention? But maybe some of the lucky devas actually came to visit the Buddha and ask some questions and learn some Dhamma, but not too many. If you go to a certain heaven, higher levels, and when you become a Brahma, you are sitting there, okay, I tell you these three realms that we are supposed to see, right? Kama loka. Kama means sensuality. Eye, ear, nose and mouth and skin and all these things, we look for excitements using these sensory organs, right? The kama means sensual pleasure, sense world of sensual pleasure. So we are constantly looking for nicer and beautiful things to see, right? And beautiful sounds to hear, beautiful taste to feel, nice taste, and so on and so on. So the karma world, we are constantly roaming around. As human beings, we are in the karma world. But the karma world is also divided into two, pleasure world and pain world. We are right in the middle as human beings. We have pain and pleasure. That is also a lucky thing to happen because we can see two sides of the life. If the devas are there, they are having excitement all the time, and they don't think life is suffering. Life is not a bad thing. They don't have any idea. They're like some kids in United States, the rich kids, very, very rich kids, they have no idea what the suffering is all about. They see suffering everywhere, have no idea. You see the homeless people, see the people who have no food and all that, but they don't see them because they are so immersed in excitement. What they are doing is, what is my next car? What is my next music? What is my next trip with my girlfriend? What is my next girlfriend? Who is going to be my next girlfriend? They are worrying about those kind of things. So they have no interest in Dharma. But in our case, they will never learn Dharma until they've hit so hard by something, then they open their eyes and they would see. But in our case, we are human, or human beings, and they are heavenly human beings. Those guys, those kids, heavenly human beings. Us are ordinary human beings who are experiencing excitement, experiencing pain and suffering, so you can see the both sides of the life. Right? So we are in the center of the realm, all realms. Kama Loka, sensual, the world of sensual pleasure, a realm of sensual pleasure, but we also have sensual pain. Sensual pain, we have sensual pain. Now we go down to animal, asura realm or something. Mafias like people, remember? They are having a good time, but their mind is constantly disturbed, right? And they're violent all the time, and fear all the time. That's the asura world, that's lower than human, no? And then when we go to past asuras, then we have hungry ghost. Hungry ghost is the one, we become hungry ghost. When did we become hungry ghost? Huh? Yeah, we come home so hungry, and you open the fridge and nothing there. Look at the stove, nothing there, right? And then at least you try to find a bottle of beer, and there's not even a beer. That's what they do. And then you're so angry and unhappy and sad, and your car is raining and you don't want to drive. All the stores are closed, and no way to go get something to eat. You're a hungry ghost all night. You're a hungry ghost, right? And but this hungry ghost, now you are roaming around in the kitchen, sleepy, and then go to the bedroom, cannot sleep, and go downstairs and walk around. That's hungry ghosts are doing that. Huh? Hungry ghosts are constantly walking around and so down, and food is not there. And then you see something, nice sandwich, packed by your wife, and you open it up and it smells so bad. How can you eat the sandwich? All of a sudden you see the sandwich on the table. Now you're so excited, you open it up, that is, forgotten for a few days. And can you eat it? No. Even further upset. Huh? Yeah. So that's hungry ghost. So, but when I die, if I did not practice generosity and giving and helping and all that, that's where I'm going to be permanently for a long time. Buddha says there are so many hungry ghosts trying to open the garbage of different people, go to the kitchen at the back of the house and look for some food, and there's no food in the garbage can. You go to America. America is a heavenly existence, right? You go to gas station and try to get some gas, and a lot of people going through the garbage in the gas station. And
homeless.
Hungry ghosts in the United States.
Homeless people.
Yeah, exactly. So they're so skinny and so ugly and so smelly and so dirty, and that is the hungry ghost. And if I go reborn there for a long time, like we are here, right? If I be that night you came, and if our whole life is going to be like that, how sad it is. Then the Buddha would say, okay, if there's a place like that, you can go after your death and don't plan to go there. Why? Because that is one of the most unfortunate things that could happen to you. And therefore, you should know what made you go there and stay there for a long time. How many lifetimes King Kosala's family, so long ago, these people did something so bad, and became hungry ghosts, and they are hungry ghosts still, and we die and reborn as human beings. Human beings' life is so short, right? So we die and reborn. These guys are still hungry ghosts, so long. And this time, in the Buddha's time, King Kosala came and said, "Venerable Sir, I saw this very weird group of beings, and I don't know who they are, and so ugly and so skinny and so hungry and all skin and bones, and I don't know what the dream is all about. They're asking me for help." And they say, "Oh, King, those people are some of your family for long time ago. They ate something that was prepared to offer to the Buddha. They were so greedy, and they put their fingers into that, and greed expression. That as a result of that action of greed, they became hungry ghosts, and they are still there. So many lifetimes that you have gone through, they are still hungry ghosts. Can I help them?" They are asking me help. Yes, you can help. How do you help? How do you help? You generate digital images of sharing food with the monks and the Buddha and the poor people and the people who are good, and you try to share and take pictures and put that into your system. The pictures. What are the pictures? Giving food, giving that to different people. That pictures is sent to them. You can send a digital picture from your computer to the other computer, right? So that's what you are supposed to do. You create this giving of this food and send it to them. They can get it. They can get the food. Just like when send a picture taken here, sent to Sri Lanka or someplace, they can get the picture and they can see the same things. They can enjoy the same images, right? The same thing. That's how Buddha did. That's why we do, transferring merit to all the other people. You have to do something that goes to your mind. I remember I was saying memories, to go to your memory. That giving in digital form, because digital signals you can send to far away places. So they didn't know the word digital at that time, but Buddha said create the images of giving and then do it. And then remember what happened next? They were handsome and they were good looking because they have food, right? All of a sudden they turned into beautiful beings. Next night they came naked. Then Buddha said, "King, you gave the food, but you didn't give the clothing. So you give the robes to monks, and give the clothing to the poor people, and give this, give that, clothing-related things, and then you send your transfer your merit. Merit means those digital images. Huh? Transfer your merit to them; they will get clothes. Exactly like that. They got the merit. There's another story, beautiful story. One woman had beautiful hair. I don't know if you have time. One woman had beautiful hair in the village. So everybody was so jealous of her hair. And some of the women gave her some shampoo that is poisonous. Yeah. Some shampoo that is poisonous, and she lost her hair. And she couldn't stay in the village because she was so ashamed of all this time. She was so proud of her beautiful hair. And then she went to a different village far away. And now she's all by herself, no family, nobody, nothing, and nothing to wear, nice things. And what she did was, she stole some clothes from the neighborhood people. They have hanged the clothes for drying, and she stole and as a result, no. Then, now she has clothes, but she has no hair. But one day she saw this one monk was begging, and she had something so little, and she immediately ran to the monk and offered that little food what she had at that time. Huh? And then this monk is looking for a place to sit. There were no trees, so far. And she ran back into the house and found some old umbrella and asked the monk to sit down and eat, and she was holding the umbrella. And after her death, she was born as one of the most beautiful women. But where was she? Somewhere in the middle of the ocean, in a beautiful mansion. She was all by herself, but no clothes. She was beautiful, but no clothes. And some merchants, this is during the time of the Buddha, not a story that before, Buddha was staying in the Jetavana, and some merchants were on the ocean with their ships, and they saw something at midnight, so amazingly shining and bright light. And these merchants want to turn their ship and go towards that. And this is a beautiful mansion, real. And so they get off the ship and, is there anybody? Yes, I am here, but I cannot come out. Why? Why you cannot come out? I have no clothes. I have beautiful voice too. I have no clothes. Oh, really? Can we help you? We have so much clothes in our ship. We can bring you clothes. No, it doesn't work. You have to offer clothes to the Buddha and send me merit. I'll get the clothes. Then he said, Buddha is far away. We are in the middle of the ocean. What else can we do? Is there anything else? Yes. In your ship, there's a man who is taken refuge of the Buddha, and he's very seriously protecting his refuge. That means he's seriously having faith in the Buddha, and he's a good person, he's following 5 precepts. And if you give some clothes, offer some clothes to him and transfer merit to me, it might work. The merchant captain of the ship did it, and immediately she got the cloth and she could come out, and these people couldn't believe how beautiful she was. But in the book, she was in a beautiful mansion. She was such an amazingly beautiful woman, golden, and it's called Preta story, Hungry Ghost story. The story of Hungry Ghost. What happened? She stole the clothes from other people, and those people who lost their nice clothes were so hurt, and that affected her. And she also thought, I'm not a bad person, but I feel so bad for stealing these clothes, and she felt guilty. And if you feel guilty for doing something, it becomes worse. You should not feel guilty. So anyway, this is a Hungry Ghost story with the beautiful mansion in the middle of the ocean. Why she has no community? Why she's in the middle of the ocean? She hated the community. Since the time they ruined their hair, these people, I hate these people. I hate people. I don't want to be around them. Because she was also left and living by herself at that time. The story of the hungry ghost of, what is the story? Vimana, hungry ghost of the beautiful mansion. That's the name of the story. Okay, anyway, so you become a ghost. An animal, you know, I can be an animal anytime. Because if I'm, what make you animal or heavenly being? based on how you maintain your quality of life. Right? That's the quality of life. My quality is animal quality. I'm definitely going to be, and if I'm angry and hateful and hurting others, I die and reborn as a tiger or snake or something in the forest. If I'm so interested in flying, I can be a bird, and things like that. Freedom. I like the freedom. Look at this bird, so free. And I think like that, I want to be a bird one of these days. If I'm a bird, I can fly. And that thought make you a bird. One thought could make you a bird. Okay, so that's an animal realm, and then the hellish realm. Hellish realm, you never want to go, because it happens to us. We are in hell. At that time, we are sweat because we made a big mistake or something, and we can feel how your heart is beating and your body is sweating, and you cannot pay attention to anything. Nothing is happening around you, and you cannot see it, and that's a hellish world, burning and hardened. And even if you see some famine and drought time in certain countries, part of the world, you can see that how difficult the life is. But in this case, so much fire and so much punishment, and all these things are in the hell world, and it's going to be long time. And that is why we should know there's a possibility that even me or my brother or my mother can go to hell if we maintain this type of lifestyle or this type of attitude too long, right? This becomes a habit. Every time, don't think that just because you had done a certain bad karma, you are going to be an animal or something like that. You do a bad karma, still you can reborn in a heaven. Why? Because some of your past good karma can kick in at the moment of death, and you can go to good place. That's why we say, these people, Bhante, these people do all the bad things. They steal, they kill, they do this, but they live like so lavishly, Why? Because the past karma is still giving them fruits. So they drive nice cars, live in nice mansions, and anywhere you can see it. And how can it be? They are so bad people. They should not be in that kind of situation. No. Inside them, they are in hell sometimes. Although we see them as beautiful, we see them as so lucky to be in such a nice house and drive nice cars and eat nice food and nice restaurants and all that. It's not always the case. Okay, so now I say the hell, the human realm, asuras, and then the hungry ghost, and then the animals and hell beings. That's the last one. So, where are they? Around us all the time. We can see it. Yeah? But there's actual physical existence. When it comes to above human, Chatum Maharajika. Chatum Maharajika is a heaven, no? Heaven of 4 great kings, Chatum Maharajika. So those guys are not always good, like us, but basically good. But they are demons sometimes, done good things, but also bad things at the same time. They are demons, they are goblins and all the other things, but also there are some group of divine. In the same Chatu Maharajika, you take this, and upper level and the lower level and the middle level, there are different levels of existence. So after Chatu Maharajika, you can see the 33 Tava things, 33 Devas. Tower thinks it's a beautiful place, and it was specially created for some good people, and they are very happy and joyful people. The 32 heavens, and then, but they are basically good moral beings. Huh? And then when you go to another level, Tusita heaven. Tusita heaven, all the great refined people are in there. Buddha, before he became enlightened, he was waiting in the Tusita heaven. Such a amazing wisdom, amazing compassion. He's waiting in the Tusita heaven. Who is the next Buddha? Maitreya. Where is he now? He's in the Tusita heaven, well polished. All those beings, his followers and his people walk around him, take care of him. All those. In Sacramento, I had this huge Kuan Yin image that was sent from here, maybe 15 feet high, and I have built a nice pond, and the beautiful pond here with water fountains, and then the Maitreya is standing here, and then we have the Bodhi tree here, and 28 Buddhas. And I say, why are you having this Mahayana Bodhisattva? No. This is not Mahayana Bodhisattva. This is a God, they call it Goddess of Compassion, right? This is 28 past Buddhas around, and in the middle you have the present Buddha around the Bodhi tree. Huh? Present Buddha is the big, right? That's Gautama Buddha, and this one is looking at the 28 past Buddhas, and the present Buddha is the one who is going to be the next Buddha. It's not Kuan Yin, it's Maitreya Buddha. Kuan Yin is Maitreya Buddha. That's my conviction. I'm fully convinced that Kuan Yin is in Tusita heaven, actually a deity, Deva, actually looking to help people because he's so well trained to help. For so many lifetimes he has trained to help, he has been trained to help, and little request that you put in the right way, if it goes to him, he will help you. How that? Kuan Yin. But for us, it's Maitreya Bodhisattva. Maitreya Bodhisattva. So if you have that Buddha here, that is the Bodhisattva, right? In the crown, if you see the Buddha, then it's a Bodhisattva, not the regular Deva, right? This is Maitreya Bodhisattva who is coming next, and he is helping so many people in China and Vietnam and Malaysia and all this area. It's not Mahayana or anything. Maitreya Buddha is not Mahayana or Hinayana or Theravada or anything. Maitreya Buddha is the one who is now ready to help, and he's waiting to Avalokiteshvara. You know the word Avalokiteshvara? Ishvara means Lord. Avalokana means waiting. That is the word. Avalokana means watching. In Sinhalese we say bassaka enakal balagan innawa. Do you understand? Balagan?
Yeah,
Waiting for the bus. Avalokiteshvara. Avalokana means waiting for the right time. 5 conditions, right? Kale, Deepe, Dese, Kule, Mata. Right family, right time, right condition, right continent, right city, and all that, right family, and right mother, and all these 5 things. He's waiting all the right conditions to come. So Avalokiteshvara, Lord of waiting, our Buddha was called Lord of waiting. Lokavalokana. Avalokana, same word he used. In my temple, the Avalokiteshvara, our Bodhisattva, before he became Gautama the Buddha, he is painted like this, and it says Lokavalokana. Avalokana, same word. Buddha is waiting to come down. Next picture, that picture, this picture, and the next picture, he is born. under, where the Lumbini Gardens. Lumbini Gardens, he was born. The next picture, he becomes enlightened. Next picture, he is doing all the other things he had been doing. Finally, he passed away. The first picture is actually Avalokiteshvara, our Bodhisattva, our Buddha. So therefore, pay attention to Avalokiteshvara. He is not Mahayana or Hinayana or Thera or anything. But if you want to have a request for him in your heart, my mom is sick, please look after her, and you light a candle for Avalokiteshvara, and he's actually Maitreya Bodhisattva. Okay, so then I didn't take you systematically from beginning to end. There's no point. You can look at the list and see. Tusita heaven, that's where all these devas. And then Yamaya, then Nimmanarati and Paranimita Vasavati, all these are higher and higher levels of sensual pleasures, right? Sensual pleasures. Even Maitreya Bodhisattva is in heaven. Is not only sensual pleasure, but so nice and kind and compassionate. All the other people are like that too, in that particular realm. But main characteristic is everything is beautiful. Mansions, houses are beautiful, women are beautiful, and food is nice and tasty and good looking, and that's what they have. And all the Deva realms are all sensual pleasures, means nice to look at, nice to hear, nice things to smell, nice things to taste, and nothing bad there. That's the difference. And why we, then now I finish. Then all the people who meditate and enter jhanas, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, different levels of Brahma worlds. And then what is the next one? No form. These have forms. They are sitting here like this. And most of the Brahmas are sitting here like this, and they have no interest in what you hear, what you see. No interest. Right? That is why they don't have male-female distinction. Because no interest. No interest in beauty and no interest in other things. Then you go to another level, that's called Arupaloka. Arupaloka means formless, no form, right? And transcended the form. That's Bhante Punaji, just now we are saying, Arupa, Bhante, what do you think about Arupa? I said, transcend. I said, about the form. I said, oh yeah, that's right. I transcend, this I use. We are just talking about, huh? Okay, anyway, nobody, but the floating conscious process, nothing, you cannot see anything, but they are there, So, what is the danger of all these things? You go to heaven, you live certain life, drop to any bottom place. That's cannot go higher. You lost that time. You live the lifespan of that particular Deva world, Deva realm, and when the lifespan is over, boom, down to any place. Not higher place, but to lower place. Okay. So therefore, don't believe in any of the sensual pleasure worlds, because you have a good time, and in the end what? You go back to nobody. So don't believe in anything. Hellish beings, being animal and all this, good? No. You don't need to be a hell or in hell or a hungry ghost or anything else. Human being, if you still come back as a human being and born in a place, there are food and family and all the other things are comfort and available, roof over your head and clothes for you to wear, and if you come back to that place, if you stay there longer, short lifetime, but in that short lifetime you can get a lot of things done. You can learn a lot of Dharma and prepare yourself that I will never do anything to go to hell or being a hungry ghost. You can plan your future. Human being is the only one who can then do that. Devaloka, no, you can plan. You're so excited, so too much excitement. Cannot plan, but it's going to be happening in the future. But us, we are in the middle. We can plan. Why we can plan? Because we have the Dharma in our hand. If I train myself like this is where I'm going to be. If I train myself like that, this is where I am to go. Actually, I don't want to be any of those places. I want to come back here and elevate myself to a little bit more, to refine my emotions. Right? Refine my emotions is a very important word. Huh? If you refine your emotions, you are settled for life. If you don't refine your emotions, your life is in a roller coaster. Emotions, go up and down, right? Emotions are the Buddhist word for emotion is unfortunately translated as mind, chitta. Chitta is emotions. Even metta is an emotion. Loving kindness is an emotion. Emotion is something that makes you do something, right? If you get emotional, you do something always. If you feel sorry, that's an emotion, right? Sorry about some people who are having flood in Penang or something, you write a check and send it to the people who lost their homes, right? And that's, you write, do something. Okay, so the emotional stability is the one that we have to achieve as Buddhists. That cannot be done in one lifetime, but actually you can. Most of the people say, if you meditate, if you practice vipassana, you can do it in one lifetime. Last 100 years, they said, no, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. 100 years ago, they said, no, we cannot become enlightened in this life. But in Chinese and other Mahayana cultures, they said, no, we can become enlightened in this life. We can shut off the continuation of going back and forth to these realms. So our whole goal should be learn the Dharma and come back and learn more Dharma, come back here. Your wish should be to be born in a place where Dharma is available, where I get exposed to Dharma, where there is Dharma teachers is very helpful, and Dharma books is very helpful, Dharma knowledge is available. That is where I am going to be. When the Dharma disappears in the world, it's too bad that we don't know where we go at that time, but Dharma will come back again. Maitreya Bodhisattva. That's why in Sri Lanka we say, at least we want to plan ourselves to meet Maitreya Buddha and listen to the Dharma from him and become enlightened. That's Sri Lankan people's goal. Every time when we give a dana bana, we say, may we all attain nirvana in front of the Maitreya Buddha in the future. Because we have no hope. Before that, we have no hope. Which is actually, 50% is true. Because we have no interest in practicing vipassana meditation and mindfulness and all that, Today's world, we are so busy with all this technological excitement, so therefore a lot of people have no interest. So therefore we have no hope. So that's Dhamma talk for today. Plan to be reborn as human beings, but if you are going to be reborn as human beings, don't plan to be very poor. Don't plan to be ugly. Don't plan to be not too smart. Don't plan to be blind or, something like that. Huh? Disabled, yes. No, don't plan. Plan to have all the right conditions. That means you practice dana, you practice sila now, and still plan, because if you are so poor, you are waiting to find out where the next meal is coming to the table from. But if you have enough money and enough comfort and all that, you don't have to worry about it. You can come to the temple and sit down at 9:30 at the temple, right? Otherwise you cannot do it. So many people are struggling. Tomorrow morning is Saturday, but still I have to go to work. So I can go to the temple. I cannot go to the temple and listen to Bhante, right? So that is what it is. So therefore, this is the Dhamma message for today. And when you have time, you go through the 31 planes and see why they enter into these different planes according to their emotional states.
Questions? Q&A.
Our highest thanks to Bhante Seelawimala Thera for delivering an excellent talk. Any questions, brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Okay, please come forward and use the mic.
I think it's okay. My voice quite. Good evening, Bhante. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Okay. From the, I would say, lecture today, right? We as a Buddhist, right, we would like to share a comparative religion with non-Buddhists. Basically, I can summarize what you're saying is a concept of life and death and rebirth. Okay, maybe Bhante.
I didn't use the word samsara, but that is a very important word for this talk.
Okay.
But you all know the word samsara, going back and forth, back and forth.
Correct me, I'm not, the way I share how I view these three concepts to non-Buddhists is very simple. Basically in life, right, when a person dies, I mean, the body will live,
Right.
it lives the spiritual consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
This spiritual consciousness, right, carry with this various level of energies.
Exactly. Good
Right.
word. Good word.
Okay. These energies, right, the degree of energies, right, how was it accumulated from your, when you were living that time, you accumulate dana, silas, and all the good deeds, you get positive energies. So when you depart in this spiritual consciousness, these energies, right, will attract to the various rhyme. Okay, let's talk about the rhyme itself. Okay, the lowest run that we can tell is will be hell, hunger. Then from hunger, you go to animalities. Then you go to angers. Then from angers, right, then we start to talk about humanities, the tranquility part. So these are the various from lower energy as you work high. From this tranquility, then you go to a stage where you call rupture. Rupture in layman language, we can call it as heaven. Heaven in the sense that you are in happiness, but it's only temporarily.
Yeah.
Okay, this energy, we call it, you are in the sixth lower rhyme. Okay, now, as a Buddhist, right, we aspire to go beyond the sixth lower rhyme to the highest rhyme, which is from that heaven, the rupture part, right? Then you will go into that learning. Learning means say we study the Dhamma, get associated doing all those duties. From this learning, we absorb what the Buddhist thoughts is written. From there, from these thoughts, right, you go into the bodhisattvas. So bodhisattva, that means you are actually, you understand what is suffering, the Four Noble Truths, the Eight Noble Parts, and of course the precepts and that kind of thing. So after you reach to the 10th level,
Let's make it a little bit shorter.
which is Buddhahood.
Yeah.
So me say that is basically the ultimate purpose of life, death, and rebirth. The way if we express it to a non-Buddhist, is it correct or is it right approach to explain to us?
A little bit too complicated, but you have to use the language that they can understand, because most non-Buddhists don't understand most of the words that we use. Even the word realm, they don't understand correctly. But you can say that as human beings, our effort is to stay without being affected by the worldly conditions. That's one thing to say. Worldly conditions means loss and gain and fame and ill fame and pleasure and pain, and wherever I'm going to be in this whole spectrum, that is what as a Buddhist, this is what I want to be. Not to be affected by what is happening around me, so I can maintain my calm and peace and happiness. That's what you have to tell them. So don't tell them too much about heavenly existence and heaven. Now what is heaven? You have to explain what is heaven. But if you don't get affected by what is happening, you are in heaven already, right here, right? That is what our goal is. So if we maintain that, next life is also going to be starting from there. Yeah.
That brings to another question, sir.
Okay.
Okay, when you die, right, this spiritual consciousness will live on. But at what stage, how long will it take to take another form to another rhyme?
Like that. Just like that. I die, if I'm going to be reborn as a hungry ghost, right there I'm a hungry ghost with skinny body and ugly face and all that, like that. Deva, like that. But human being, like that, but stay in the stomach of the mother for 9 months and come out. But I might not have the right mothers prepared, ready at the time. That means I have to stuck as in a light body, roaming around in one of the beings, not hungry, but some other Chadhu Maharajika or something. If I'm a good person, otherwise I will be floating around for several months, and then my mom is ready to conceive. Boom, I got there. Now I'm boom working in my mom's womb, right? And 9 months later I come out, right? So not as soon as I die, I regain a body. That body could be a real body or subtle body. That means no body. The ghost we cannot see, right? But the ghost is there. So that's a subtle body. The body is so subtle normal people cannot see. So just like that we have gone on. Remember, too late now. Okay. Your question.
Yeah, Bhante, you asked us to aspire to come back as a human.
I would say.
But there is another alternative where the anagami, returner, when they die.
That's what I'm saying.
They'll enter into Sudasa realm, or one of the realm that they continue the Dhamma.
Right.
And then after that they get enlightenment.
In Mahayana, there is a concept of Pure Land.
Yes.
Pure Land, right?
Yeah, funny.
Pure Land means my effort right now, I cannot be the Buddha, right? I cannot be fully enlightened,
Yes.
but I want to enter to the Pure Land. So where I can practice Dhamma and boom, get out, the samsara. What is the Pure Land is?
Stream of enlightenment.
Huh?
Anagami.
Sotapanna. Being a Sotapanna.
But I thought Sotapanna we have 7 lifetimes.
No. I mean, Sotapanna means enter the stream.
Stream of enlightenment.
Enter the stream. If I enter the stream, I don't make any mistake after that. Right? I am only going straight towards the enlightenment. Anagami is out. It's okay if you can Anagami now.
Okay.
But entering Pure Land means entering to Sotapanna. That's what it is. Yeah. But still, when they say is symbolic, the Amitabha is in the Pure Land. Amitabha means Buddhahood. Amitabha is not a person, but for them, Amitabha is teaching the Dharma. But once you become Sotapanna, you are in the Dharma. You have the Dharma eye. Becoming a Sotapanna means have the Dharma eye. You can see Dharma for yourself. You don't need Amitabha. Amitabha is Buddhahood is a formless image, cannot speak Dharma. But they say Amitabha will be teaching you Dharma. So you can go there and listen to Amitabha's Dharma, Amitabha Buddha's Dharma, and then you can go to Arahanthood or enlightenment from there. That's what they say. Huh? So that is good. Sotapanna means being a good, top human being. That's why we want to come back, because if I miss it, this life, we come back and become a Sotapanna. That's what I meant. Huh? All right.
Any more questions, brothers and sisters? Okay. If there's no more questions, before we share merits with the Devas and our departed loved one, I have a few announcements to make. Upcoming talks and event. On Sunday, 26th of November 2017, Dhamma sharing by Bhante Vimala Ramasi Mahathera with the topic Brahma Vihara in Day-to-Day Life. On Thursday, 30th of November 2017, Dhamma sharing again by Bhante Seelawimala Mahathera with the topic Anicca, Dukkha and Anatta. On Friday, 15 December 2017, Dhamma sharing by Professor S.R. Bhatt with the topic Buddhist Paradigm for a New World Order. Annual novitiate program is from Friday 1st of December to Sunday 10 December 2017. Please inquire at the BMP office. Devotees are welcome to sponsor breakfast at RM50 and lunch at RM80 for novitiates. 8 precept observance program on Sanghamita Day is on Saturday 2nd of December 2017 and it is conducted by Bhikkhunis Mangala from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. followed by full moon puja and sermons at the Bodhi tree area. Please inquire and register at the BMP office. Diploma in Buddhism new intake is now open for registration. Please inquire at the BMP office. Meditation class by Brother Chi will be conducted on Monday and Thursday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. All are welcome to join. We appeal to your kind, generous donation to make the Dhamma Dana lecture series a success. There is a donation box at the back of the hall. Those who wish to obtain a receipt can do so at the BMP office. Now we would like to humbly invite Bhante Seelawimala Mahathera to lead us in sharing the merit accrued tonight. Bhante.
Since we came in here, we observed 5 precepts earlier in the morning. Observing 5 precepts is an amazing thing to happen to anyone in the world, and we have been observing 5 precepts so many times in our lives, and today we also observe 5 precepts, and by doing so we generated so much positive energy for ourselves, and then we listen to a short Dharma talk and paying attention to talk for a long time. It's a meditation, and learning Dhamma is cultivation of wisdom, and by doing so we generated so much merit for ourselves, and let us share this merit with all our deceased family members and relatives who led us to be here. Because of their effort we have a place, and we have the desire to come to places like this and listen to this Dhamma talk, so we should be grateful to all our family members and friends, and let us share the merit with them. Those who are alive, those who are still alive, and those who have already gone. With these thoughts in our mind, let us recite the Gatha. Iminam punya comment to idam menyati nang hotu together. Idam menyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam menyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam menyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Let us share the merit with all the devas by reciting Akasattaja. Akasattaja Bhummata Devana wish that you can make is going to come to fruition very quickly and in full form. So therefore, this is the time to bring any of your personal wishes to your mind. Besides those personal wishes regarding your family members and yourself and others, most important wish is to be able to connect yourself to the right people, nice people, wise people called Kalyana Mitras. Our parents has to be nice and wise and kind people. Wherever we go, may we always have nice parents, nice family members, nice friends, nice associates. As a result, may we be able to walk further in the path of Dharma, and finally may we all attain ultimate peace, which is Nibbana. With these thoughts in your mind, please recite the Gatha, Imina Punya Kammena. Imina Punya Kammena Mame Bala Samagamo Satam Samagamo Hotu Yava Nibbana Patya. Imina Punya Kammena Mame Bala Samagamo Satam Samagamo Hotu Yava Nibbana Patya. Imina Punya Kammena Mame Bala Samagamo Satam Samagamo Hotu Yava Nibbana Patya. May you all be happy and well. May you be perfectly healthy and safe.
The Dhamma sharing session is over.